Hello everybody, and it is I, Archangel, and today we are working on a Xeon, a Dell Precision, which has a Xeon. Now I did already record parts of the video, this video, before, but that was a while ago, and this thing still needs cleaned. I got it from a place called Iowa State Surplus. Go, Cyclones, by the way. So Iowa State Surplus is by Iowa State University. They have a lot of stuff there. And of course the stickers are being it out. Okay, well, either way, for $75, I got a Xeon E31245 V2, which is a 3.3 gigahertz CPU that has 4 cores and 8 threads, so it's hyper-threaded. It has a 500 gig hard drive. It came with that Quadro. Can I get this off the wall? Yep, just a little Quadro 600. Nothing too special about that thing. So I have it on my wall for memories about this project. This had, what else was there? Oh yeah, it has 8 gigabytes of memory, or 8 gigs of RAM, and it has a 500 gigabyte hard drive. And the reason this was cheaper, this was $75. It's a really nice system that can be used for, be turned into a gaming PC, is that because it had Ubuntu on it, which is a Linux operating system. There was multiple i5 2400 systems that were $100, $25 more, for something that is a lot less powerful than this thing. This thing can actually handle quite a bit of gaming, actually. Now, real quick, let me grab the original power supply. What I could have done is that I could have upgraded the original, I could have stayed with the original power supply, because it's an 80 plus gold power supply. I could have gone cheaper with this system, but I am replacing it, and I'll keep my hands on this thing because like an 80 plus gold power supply, which means it's at least good for 10 years. I still need to look up how the power supply is exactly. This baby's already cleaned up, of course. It still hasn't collected much dust like the rest of this has. For a replacement power supply, I got a 80 plus bronze 500 watt power supply, and I also got and it's brand new, unopened, so whoever gets it will get the warranty with it. And then we also got I got it today. We have a RX 580 8 gigabyte, and it is also brand new. I just bought this one today, and I bought the other one off of Amazon. This one I got at Best Buy. Now, I know Best Buy doesn't have the best prices, so I kind of played myself there, but it's still a really nice card. It's brand new. It'll come with the warranty, and I didn't have to go through my parents to order it, of course, because there's that. Taxes brought this up to $200, and this is like a $180 card, depending on, at least on Amazon, that's what I checked, for this exact version, because this is the Black Edition XFX Premium, it says right there. But it's just a normal XFX card, so I'm excited to open that up. But first, we gotta finish cleaning this computer up, which the outside needs cleaned a bit. I just had this sitting around for a while, and now I have a graphic card to actually finish cleaning. So I did replace the thermal paste already, which is amazing. So that's good. The fan in the back needs cleaned a little bit, or there's little spots of dust every now and then, so yeah, like dust bunnies that I didn't get before, because I think I was preoccupied with something before. So we're going to get the dust bunnies out of here, and I gotta place that. Careful. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I gotta be careful with that. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go clean this, and you get to watch, so cue the music. So, I forgot to clean out the back fan, so make sure you clean out the whole system before you put it in a power supply. I already put this thing and I struggled with it because I dropped the screws for the power supply multiple times. Remember, when you get a power supply, it comes with power supply screws. I forgot. I didn't see it until I was already had 3 of the screws in. Now, this power supply, it matches anyways with the silver ones, so I'm going to keep it, and I'll keep the black ones for another computer build. It's not the nicest build, of course. It's not meant to look pretty. It's meant to play well. Play your games at good settings, you know, that kind of thing. So, what else is there? Oh yeah, so now we're going to cable manage it, and then we're going to get the graphic card in. And now we got the fun part, which would be the graphic card. Woo! We're almost done with this build. Well, that sucks. I'll be back. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. Whenever that is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think I finally did it. This graphic card will now fit into this system. I had to cut the hard drive cage with a Dremel, and I ended up getting cut on the middle finger, like on the knuckle right there, or I guess under right here. My knuckle's here. No, it's got cut there. Sharp metal is no joke. It hurts. I wore eye protection. Should have worn hand protection too. I had to bend the metal of the hard drive bay a little bit more to get it to fit, but it will fit now. Hello everybody. After who knows how long that was, honestly, I finally finished this stupid computer. It's not even funny. So I had the first issue. We all know that I had the issue with the RAM. So Metro Exodus wasn't running very well because I was trying to run the same settings as my personal rig, which was like RTX on, tessellation on, maxed out shading rate, everything. So I ended up adjusting the settings, and this thing, well, real quick, I upgraded the RAM to 12 gigs, like I planned, because I bought 16 gigs of RAM, found out I accidentally bought, like, ECC registered, meant for only servers or whatever, so now I have extra DDR3 memory that's only meant for servers. So I took it from my test bench, so that would be like around like $20 to get 8 gigs of RAM plus the 4 gigs, and I have the so I have two 2 gig sticks and 2 4 gig sticks. So yeah, it has 12 gigs of RAM. It has the RX 580 8GB. It still has the E3 1245 V2. It has a 500 gigabyte hard drive, but I'm using my slower 1 terabyte hard drive as storage right now, and a brand new 500 watt power supply. The DVD player was broken in this, so I replaced it. I put the plastic cover on in front of the plastic cover in front of that so you can't see it. This thing, the highest it would get was like 70 degrees on the graphic card, and the CPU I think got to 70 degrees a couple of times. So this does have plenty of airflow going through and in and out. And I am running Call of Duty. Let me put this back on real quick. So right now the system itself says it's going to do really nice now that I've adjusted everything. So now that I am done talking about the stupid flippin'... hold up. There we go, I'm back. I just needed to adjust it. There we go. So now I'm just going to pick a random class. I'm not going to do too well because I'm not directly at my thing, and I'd rather play with a controller. But anyways, Call of Duty right now gets an average of like 70, around 70 FPS. Dips into like 76, oh no, it's not 76, 67 FPS. And that is great. And I'm dead. Either way, so I have it running just normal multiplayer match. Warzone's going to tax it a bit more, but the results on Warzone are exactly the same. We just had to drop to 62 FPS. It's actually an enjoyable experience. I spent a couple of hours one day just playing this, and then yesterday I spent like an hour and a half playing Metro Exodus after I adjusted the settings, just enjoying the story and everything. Metro had a few drops, but it was overall quite an enjoyable experience. It was not the worst. And Metro Exodus was running on maxed out settings. It was getting around like 60, 70 FPS with drops into 55. If you look here, I can prove all high settings. High. Tessellation's on near though. Map resolution is on extra. Enabled, ultra, both high. I don't like the filmic thing. Oh no, it is adjusted. So that's on. I don't like the filmic strength at all. I have removed motion blur, and I have removed motion blur for both things, and I hate the film grain. So overall, this is a very decent Call of Duty. This is just a very decent system in general. At first, I was worried the CPU would be holding us back, but it doesn't seem like it's holding us back whatsoever. As it's I think the most I saw, okay, 80 to 80% usage is what it's getting right now. And I can't aim with this gun, apparently. And then my mouse is terrible as well, because I have no space. I'm not even using my mouse pad. That's why I prefer to hook up my Xbox controller when I test computers, just because. But I'm not 61, 60 FPS, 48 FPS there, so it did have a drop there, but that's after a death, so it wouldn't be very often. And the match just ended, so that could explain why it just quickly dropped, which it'll drop in all other computers too when you get to things like that. Towards the end of a match, in the loading in Warzone, stuff like that. All that is going to have problems like that. And now that I am done looking at that, I could tell you my final thoughts, hopes, dreams, whatever the heck about this system. The power supply didn't get too hot. Is it still going? Yep, it's okay. So the power supply never got too hot, which is good. The graphic card didn't get too hot. The CPU didn't get too hot. So temperature's perfectly fine. I'm happy with this because the only intake we have is like a little bit of ventilation right there. You know, there's no air constantly being brought in, which is really good. This back fan really came in clutch right now. And then also, especially that plastic piece that was covering up this is also just gone. The fact that that's gone really helps with our temperatures, because otherwise I don't think we could get enough heat exhausted out of these. The PCI slot brackets, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. It does not have Wi-Fi, but I believe the motherboard does not have anything to support Wi-Fi, but you could still get like a Wi-Fi dongle or adapter, plug it into the back USB or front USB or something, or just play off of Ethernet, which apparently a lot of people in my area do not use Ethernet. They don't even know what it is. My Yeeter PC, which I've adjusted and put a DVD drive in the front so it looks a lot cleaner than when I originally showed you guys the video where it looked ugly. I realized that. Like 2-3 people messaged me when it was like that. I changed the DVD drive and I took out the crappy USB thing or whatever, and it looked amazing. I've had about 8 people contact me, and 3 of them messaged if it was still available, ghosted me completely, and 5 of them asked about it, and then like I almost sold it to them, but over messages I found out when I told them it didn't have Wi-Fi, they immediately just said every single one of them literally said, "Give me a minute," and they never responded, which sucks. But so hopefully someone can buy this system. I overpaid for the graphic card because I was too impatient. $200 for a brand new RX 580. You should not spend that much on the 580. And of course, shortly after I bought it, the RTX 3080, 3090, and everything got released. So that's going to be affecting this, making this even worse of a decision. You know what? That's actually kind of warm. Than the first time. Overall, though, it's a really nice card. The RAM slots were an issue. I did get the RAM put in, but the very bottom of the slots, where it is, it kind of almost messes with this longer card. So when you have a case like this, or you have a pre-built machine like this, you normally want to get a card that does not reach to the RAM, which makes sense, because then you won't have to mod your case like I did. Now, the hard drive can still come in and out just fine. It's like stable. It's not going to just fly out of the system one morning. If you're like shaking your PC around violently for some reason, whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's a bit janky, but I did my best to make sure no one can just get all of a sudden randomly get cut off of this. Because I took the DVD drive out, I gotta put the cables there, so there's a bit more room for, well, not really airflow, but any air maybe being sucked in, or whatever the case may be. Haha, case. I hate this case. Actually, I like the looks of this case. I really like how that silver piece perfectly matches this. Part of me kind of wishes that I started with my rig with something like this, so then I could paint it or something. I could have painted that black so it looks more to the original look, but I kind of like how that looks. And I'm not going to waste my spray paint on a small little thing. And it's already hot glued, so it's a bit too late unless I put painter's tape on it or something. So I'm not going to worry about that. But once again, this is just, overall, it was actually pretty good. Cleaning it was a nightmare. Another reason that, actually, yeah, hold up. Yeah. So, overall, this was a really good idea. I'm okay with saying that pairing the 580, RX 580 8GB with the E3 1245 V2 is actually kind of a good idea, as long as you get the computer at a decent price. Do not overpay for this, because this is also a 10-year-old system. So because depending on once again, this is 10 years old. Depending on what happened to that system and how long it was on, this system, the motherboard might break shortly after I sell it to someone, and I might look like a scammer. That's just something that can happen. I can't do anything about it. No one can predict the future and tell, oh, how long is this going to last? I don't know. Now, in theory, it should just last fine. It's been freshly cleaned. Haven't had any issues with the motherboard or anything. The only thing I had issues with was fitting the graphic card in and getting the RAM installed at the same time, just because of the clearance issue that I caused myself. Once everything was updated, everything ran fine. Once I adjusted everything to the correct settings. So, yeah, this is actually really nice. So, originally when I built the system, this would have cost $200 for the graphic card, $75 for the system. I would put in $20 for the RAM, because a lot of RAM, DDR3 RAM, is at the very least, unless you're really lucky, for 8 gigs, 4 gig sticks to equal 8 gigs would be like $30, which is kind of annoying, but that's just the climate we live in right now. The power supply, I believe, was $60, which also sucked, but power supplies are a lot more expensive. And at least this is actually a really nice Cooler Master power supply. Not only does it look nice and clean, it's like an actually good power supply, and I don't think it's gonna chop out, whatever. I don't think it's gonna leave anyone, it's gonna die anytime soon, which is really good. It was able to hold on to give the RX 580 all its power it needed, the Xeon all its power. CPUs can last a while though. I'm just saying that real quick. CPUs last a very long time because there is a lot of older CPUs that you can buy Chinese motherboards for. Because all the motherboards kind of clocked out, I guess. They're no longer good. They kept breaking. But the CPUs can last a long time just fine because they don't have like as many like this has a lot of resistors and capacitors and all that crap. So I'm just saying that's why some people are buying like used CPUs, used Xeon CPUs with brand new Chinese motherboards. So that is the risk when you buy a older system like this. It's 10 years old. It is not the worst. I personally kind of wanted to keep the system to see if I could sell my personal one for like extra cash or something, but I realized I'm not going to do that. This thing on games like Rainbow Six Siege, it was able to get a solid 120 FPS, like around there. It would go above there. But this system for esports gaming, if it can handle Siege at 120 FPS, I'd say this is actually a really good idea for a esports gaming PC if you're trying to get those like higher refresh rates locked onto with your monitor. So if you wanted to play Siege at 120 hertz at medium settings, this is like the kind of system you'd want to go for. The 580 is a card you'd probably want to go for. This CPU was able to handle that just fine. I'm really glad I got to do a system like this because I always wanted to work in a Dell Precision, and this is the first time I've gotten to do it because I don't know why, I just like how it looks. I did all the cleaning I needed to. Yeah, it's scuffed up a little bit, but this is officially a gaming PC done and completed. And I realized, oh yeah, I'm going to call this crap. I never thought of a name for this guy. I was going to call it like the Terminator or something because it's a Dell Precision. If you look there, T1600. For some reason, I just thought, Terminator, because they like are named like T1000, T model, T101, whatever the heck. So this is, I'm going to at least for now, I'm going to call it the Terminator. A nice system. And the price, I was thinking of trying to sell it for like, the price that I made, if I wanted to make any profit, you would sell something like this for around like $380. But with, at least where I am, where people don't want to buy a gaming PC that looks like a normal office computer unless they're trying to trick their parents. So, or they just don't care about aesthetics. They care about just functionality. Which there's a lot of people around here, they will overpay for a lot of stuff. In Iowa, they'll overpay for a lot of stuff as long as it looks cool and has Wi-Fi, which sucks in my case because this motherboard doesn't have any support for Wi-Fi. Versus if you went for like a second gen board or something, you could easily, like a i5 second gen or something like that, you get a motherboard like that, those do have like Wi-Fi, the PCI Express slot meant for like Wi-Fi cards and stuff, so you don't need to use Ethernet or a Wi-Fi dongle. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. I am sorry for the lower quality of the first half of this video or any of the other videos if they lasted a while or whatever the case may be. I promise I will try to improve it. I've watched some of the videos before and I'm like, oh crap, they're like really, really long. Like boringly long, and one time I'm like struggling for a solid minute or two to fit one thing, and I kept it at like 2 times speed when I should have done it by like 5 times, and it would have made it like 7-8 minute clip, which sucks that I did that. I will be working on other videos still. I have the basement PC almost done. Well, it is done. I just need to test it out, and then I need to upload that video. So be on the watch for that video that I've probably mentioned like 8 times in this video and in other videos. Let me know what I did good. Let me know what I can do better. And I'm sorry if I sound like really bad in some of the videos. Like, I listened to some of the videos and I am very, very distant and I am kind of quiet. So that's why I'm being really loud, really fast, and I'm trying to sound better for you guys. So once again, let me know what I can do better. I'm okay with positive and negative feedback. Wait, negative. Try to be positive, but I would like to know my negative flaws in these videos so I can do better. And if you know me in real life, please give me a call or text or whatever if you want me to help you out with your computer issues, or like if you want to upgrade something or whatever, because that can give me content and I'll do it for free, and you get your computer upgraded, fixed, whatever the case may be. I like messing with computers. It's like one of my fun things, one of the things I really like to do. That is the end of the video. Hope you enjoy your day. Like the video if you did enjoy it. Dislike it if you did not enjoy it. Thank you for your time. My name is Archangel, and see you later. Bye.